All right, we're rolling again with young man. What's your name again, sir?
My name's Dwanell.
Dwanell.
Yes.
Okay. You're homeless right now, basically, aren't you? You're waiting for someone to come pick you up, take you to Kissimmee?
Yeah.
Tell us about your homeless friends in Kissimmee.
Well, what I can say right now is that they're really suffering bad because, like, all the kids that don't got a home in Kissimmee, like...
How many are there?
It's like a bunch. It's like a bunch.
And you know them?
I know some of them, not all of them.
Right. How many of your friends, how many people you know are poor kids that could barely have a place to stay?
Probably, like, a couple, like, 5, 6 people.
Yeah?
They were my closest friends.
What's happened to some of them? Have any of them gotten hurt or been victimized in any way?
I know one of them's gotten shot for sleeping in the wrong spot.
Where was he sleeping that he got shot? Who shot him?
They thought they mistook him for another person, and since he was sleeping in the spot that that old person used to sleep in. They had shot him right there and then in front of his mom.
In front of his mom? So him and his mom were homeless?
Yes, sir.
How bad is the homeless situation in Kissimmee?
It's really bad because you can find shelters, but like in Kissimmee you'll find basically homeless people everywhere. It's like all over Kissimmee you'll find homeless people everywhere. They'd rather stay in the streets than go in a homeless shelter.
Is it a lot of Puerto Ricans?
Not mostly all Puerto Ricans. I'll say some of them are how do you say that?
A lot of standard white kids, or a lot of international, a lot of black people? What's the predominant?
A lot of black kids and some white kids.
Okay.
Along with some Spanish kids. It's like all type of people, like in general.
So do you know of any families that have a mom and dad that are still together and multiple kids on the street?
Yes.
Tell us about those people.
Well, am I allowed to give their name?
Sure.
So Jacob's mom, her name's Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
So Sasha and Jacob, they were how do you say this? Like, so on 192 is a Wendy's in front of 192.
Mm-hmm.
So they're walking in front of 192 when a car pulls up and does a drive-by.
What kind of drive-by shooting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it ends up hitting Jacob.
Were they aiming to hit Jacob or his mom, or just somebody else?
No.
They got caught in a crossfire.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Basically, so like homeless people, they get caught in stuff like that, like aren't really meant to be caught up in. So it's like it's really not their fault, but it's just the way it is in Kissimmee. It's because in Kissimmee it's like really bad for people like to. It's really hard to find jobs in Kissimmee. So
What about Disney World?
I think you gotta be like, I don't know, but like some people, they have like, how do you say that? It's like, it's hard for me to explain it. It's like the specific word that I'm trying to get, but I can't say it.
Take your time. Do you have a girlfriend?
I do not. At least not at the moment. But what it is bad for them kids is just like the streets.
Do any of these kids ever turn to prostitution that you know of? Or
I've known kids that when they've had a house, they went homeless, they've turned into like bad people that do bad things.
tell us about that.
So like when people be homeless, they intend to live in a situation from the streets. And the streets is a situation where it's like a bad place to be at, because there's a lot of gangs, there's a lot of shootings, there's like a whole lot of violence in the streets. So I know kids that go from school to getting expelled to living in the streets and like grow up to being gangs. They do drugs. And
This is all in Kissimmee.
Yep. In Kissimmee, there's like little kids like wanting to be gangs, having guns.
How old?
Everything. literally 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 9-year-olds with guns, everything.
Ready to take care of business, huh?
They're ready. They're ready for anything in the streets.
Have you been in many fights?
A couple.
Tell us about these fights you got in. Why'd you get in fights?
Well, the first fight I've gone in was in school, and that got me expelled. But the reason we had fought is because that kid that was inside that same school, he had pulled up to my brother with a gun. So me and my friend, of course, when my brother comes up to me telling me that, I'm not finna, like, that's something I'm not finna take. And of course, my friend, he has a gun. Alex has a gun. And
do you have any rich friends, like rich kids that are friends of yours?
No. I don't know anybody that's rich. But
So, I'd like you to do something. I think I mentioned this to you off camera, but you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, or somebody's phone in your family is, and you've got my card, and you've got your paper there. I want you to give us an update now and then. Like when you get back to Kissimmee, say, "Hey, I'm back in Kissimmee. This is my situation." You're 16. I would like to have my YouTube viewers be able to follow you on YouTube with these comments, and I would like for good things, of course, to happen to you, and put it out there like, "Hey, I'm doing better. I got a job. I'm getting an education. This is what I see in my future is going to be brighter." Would you like to give a phone number in case someone wants to help you?
Yeah. 813-822-7103.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the interview, and I really hope that someone sees this who can give you a hand.